Hear from cousin Lewis in just a couple of minutes.
Family, playing board games.
Exactly. Jason and Alicia here with you on this Wednesday. Hope everybody's waking up well.
Yes, a lot of eyes on that home opener tomorrow, John. You might have to bundle up for it. Yikes.
That's okay. I think that's expected at this time of the year. It's not going to snow, and we could probably play baseball. That's a win. Today, kiddos, bus stop, upper 30s, low 40s. It's going to be a light jacket type morning for you. Winds are going to be sustained at 20 out there. We're seeing the gusts already at 30. So this morning, like I said, we're at 18 to 20 miles per hour, 37 degrees. You can see the camera kind of shaking out there. No snow right now in the metro. All the snow is in Wisconsin. But this is the story now. Wind advisory is going to be in effect, just went into effect overnight, going to 10 o'clock this evening, and we're going to be dealing with winds up to 45 miles per hour. So when do they peak? 4 o'clock. There's those strong winds today. Low 40s, windy conditions. I'll let you know when we can have more of an enjoyable day in your forecast. Cece?
Good morning. If you travel in the Oakdale area and we're dreading construction this morning because there's a big construction project that was supposed to happen today, you can breathe a sigh of relief because it's been pushed to Sunday. So 94 eastbound, there's going to be some lane closures, and the first thing crews are going to do is they're going to close off this Highway 120 Century Avenue entrance ramp to 94 East. And once you get on 94 East, there's going to be some lane closures from that entrance ramp all the way to Woodbury Drive. But again, that doesn't start until Sunday, so you don't need to head out the door early this morning for that. But as you are heading out the door this morning, let me know where you're headed, where your morning route's taking you. I'll show you what roads are looking like in that area if you reach out to me on social media, #CC's Commute.
All right, Cece, thank you. Hey, speaking of road construction, MnDOT just released its road construction to-do list, and it includes nearly 200 projects over this year.
Yeah, here we go. As those orange signs and barrels pop up, it's important for you to slow down. We can't say that enough here. In fact, in the last year, we've reported on several near misses and crashes in construction zones. And back in August, a MnDOT worker was actually killed while at a work site in Plymouth. Well, Michelle is live in St. Paul right now near I-94 with more. Michelle, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jason, Alicia. This morning on your commutes, do watch out for those orange cones, those orange barrels like you mentioned. Of course, it's to keep everybody, including highway workers, safe. And this reminder comes with scary moments like this one last summer in Oakdale. Look at the way a driver plowed into those orange barrels back to back. And if you look closer, the first barrel went flying and hit a highway worker who then tumbled onto the ground. Here's what's interesting. Since 2019, a state law says road flaggers can call the license plates of drivers who don't follow instructions in a work zone. In the past, it had to be witnessed by a law enforcement officer to result in a ticket. And state officials, they maintain that zipper merging is the way to go, that it is the safest route when drivers are dealing with construction zones. But of course, a look at any of these roads will tell you that really isn't the case. We'll talk more about that coming up in the next 30 minutes. Guys.
All right, Michelle Beck reporting live for us this morning. Thank you very much. We are following some breaking news out of St. Paul in the last 10 minutes. Police posted on X that they're investigating a deadly shooting overnight. This all happened in the area of Thomas Avenue and Grotto Street North. We'll be sure to follow this for the latest update.
Day 3 of testimony in the Apple River murder trial begins in just 3 hours. This after an emotional second day where the court heard from the victim's friends and family. One of Isaac Schumann's friends, who recorded the deadly confrontation on his cell phone, was called to the stand. The video he shot has become a key piece of evidence for both the prosecution and the defense.
I mean, this guy was, like I said, ran up to our group as we were floating past him, and we were causing a scene. Like, what is this guy doing? Get away from us.
Nikolai Mew's defense team argues he felt outnumbered during the confrontation and feared for his life. Prosecutors say Mew had several opportunities to walk away. Isaac's mother also took the stand yesterday. We're going to hear from her coming up in about 30 minutes.
We have an update this morning to the accidental shooting that left an 11-year-old severely injured over in St. Paul. In the last 24 hours, a judge set a $100,000 bond for his father. Martinez Lloyd is charged with illegal possession of a firearm and negligent storage of firearms. According to court documents, Lloyd's son and 13-year-old niece were playing with 2 guns they took from a drawer. The girl told police she accidentally shot the boy and she didn't know the gun was loaded. Lloyd's next hearing is set for later this month.
Happening right now, a frantic search for survivors and victims caught in a 7.4 magnitude earthquake in Taiwan. It's the strongest to hit the country in 25 years. In the last 20 minutes, we've learned 9 people are now confirmed dead. The earthquake triggering tsunami warnings for the island. Those, though, have since been lifted. This morning, dozens of people are missing or injured. Look at this new video from inside of a newsroom the moment the earthquake hit. You can see everything violently shaking. The quake also triggered landslides and rockfalls in Taiwan, Japan, and the Philippines. Strong aftershocks are expected to continue for the next few days.
The White House says it's outraged this morning after an Israeli strike killed 7 workers from a U.S.-based aid group, including 1 American. Now, World Central Kitchen says it's pausing operations in Gaza. The group has delivered hundreds of thousands of meals in both Gaza and Israel since October 7th. They say they coordinated with the Israeli military before that deadly strike. Israel says the strike was unintentional and is now vowing to investigate.
Minneapolis city leaders say they're better prepared to handle emergency situations like the unrest we saw after George Floyd's murder. Mayor Frey saying they fixed several problems laid out in an after-action report given after George Floyd's death. Since then, the city restructured the way the police department handles major incidents, their use of force, and how they manage large crowds. It also touched on the fire department, Office of Emergency Management, and the city as a whole. Mayor Jacob Frey admits mistakes were made in 2020, but that they've learned from it.
Right now, the city of Minneapolis is more prepared for an emergency than we have ever been at any time in our history.
Officials also announced a new smartphone app called Smart 911. It will tell Minneapolis residents about snow emergencies, public safety incidents, major infrastructure issues, and other special events.
Time now 6:07, and over the last 12 hours, results have been coming in for those Wisconsin primary. President Biden projected to gain 77 delegates, and former President Trump projected to gain 41. 2 statewide referendums were also approved. Question 1, barring the use of private grant money to administer elections. And question 2, adding rules about who can be a poll worker. In St. Croix County, 54% of voters said yes to a public safety referendum question. It asked voters whether they support increasing the county's yearly tax levy to pay for 8 public safety positions. We're also still waiting to see how yesterday's snow impacted Wisconsin's voter turnout. Right now, much of the state remains under a winter storm warning. Already, some areas have seen up to 8 inches of snow. Man.
This morning, Metro Transit's getting a big grant from the federal government. The Transportation Department awarding the agency $700,000 to help build affordable housing near the Blue Line light rail extension. That includes downtown Minneapolis and the North Metro. The Transportation Department says it's to increase housing with easy access to transportation. 19 other communities across the U.S. are getting similar grants.
You may want to buy a lottery ticket today. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is up to $1.1 billion. On Monday, someone bought a $1 million ticket at the Casey's General Store in Fridley. 2 others won $50,000 in Monticello and Burnsville.